Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Survey Being Hunted. This is something like episode 578 or so now, I do believe. So, hope you guys are all doing well. We're back here, of course, with this map. We've literally only got one more island that we need to clear out, which is pretty good. So, who knows, maybe we'll be able to clear this final island out in this episode and complete this map. We'll see. Yeah, I've just been sort of very much playing through the game in the default way at the moment. Kind of at the, I'm just kind of having one of those phases at the moment where I'm not really sort of interested in doing a particular challenge just because there aren't any in particular that really sort of take my fancy. But thing is, I've also been sort of reflecting actually on some of my more recent podcast style episodes and realising how bloody boring my topics of conversation sometimes are. So should really probably liven things up just a wee bit, shouldn't I? But speaking of more livelier topics of conversation, I just want to talk a little bit about something that happened this morning. So I'm going to date the video here, and I'm just going to say it is Saturday the 8th of July, as I'm going to record this. Obviously by the time this goes out on the channel it'll be a few days down the line. But I want to kind of turn at least part of this episode into a little bit of a PSA, public safety announcement, ladies and gentlemen, because of something that basically happened to me this morning. Well, when I say to me, not really to me. That kind of is a bit misleading. Let me just jump cut. What I mean to say is something happened this morning, not to me, but to someone else. But I had to sort of help out a bit in a certain way. I'll explain what I mean. So basically, I had a bit of a late night on Friday, and I sort of went to sleep after 1 o'clock in the morning because I was just sort of up during the night watching friggin' YouTube videos, catching up on a few things, lost track of time. Before I knew it, I looked at the time, so, oh shit, it's like past 1 o'clock in the morning. I better actually go to friggin' bed. Good lord. And then so I set my alarm on my phone for about 9:30 in the morning, thinking, it's a Saturday, I'll have a bloody nice big lie-in, and I'll just sleep away for however long I want. Didn't get to, though, because at 10 to 6 this morning, I woke up because something disturbed me. And at first, when you're sort of like just waking up abruptly, you're a bit groggy, you can't really tell what it is that's necessarily woken you up at first, but what I could hear was this sound coming from another apartment in the building where I am. And at first I was like, what the fuck is that? Is that someone talking or like shouting or something? And the more I listened to it, as my sort of senses sharpened after waking up, the more I started to realise it was someone really like hollering and screaming. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And the more I listened to it, the more I became convinced that what I was hearing was somebody... But what the fuck are you doing? Fuck are you doing? Why are you coming this far out to the coast? Oh my god, you can come out to sea. I didn't realise. I can still move though. Well, fuck. This is bad. This is dangerous. This is a very bad place to be. Fuck. Sprint, 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 sprint. No, you don't. Shit! Well, this is bollocks. He just instantly came to where I am. No. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me, brother? Are you shitting me? The hell was that rider's problem? He just fucking was just beelining for me. Why is he coming so close to the coast? I've never seen riders come that close to the coast before. Must be his pathing. Alright, well, that's annoying, but we're going to keep sort of playing in the meantime. So yeah, as I was saying, I was hearing, essentially it was a voice coming from one of the upstairs apartments, and whilst it was difficult to tell exactly what they were saying, it sounded a lot like they were calling for help, basically. And I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? So I just got up out of bed, again, it's like 10 to 6 in the morning, threw on my jeans and a shirt, and got my phone, got my keys, just left the apartment, because at first I couldn't tell where it was coming from, and I was like, is that coming from in somewhere in the building? Is it coming from outside? So I got my phone, got my keys, quickly put my shoes on, went outside, did like a lap of the building, thinking, what if it's someone outside who, I don't know, like, has somebody had an accident on the car park or something? But I couldn't see anyone outside, so I thought, well, no, it's got to be coming from within the building then, hasn't it? So I went back in and was listening, and for a moment it stopped, and I was like, oh shit, right? What the hell? Then, a few minutes later, it started up again, and it got to the point where I was like, very concerned. I was like, oh shoot, what do I do here? So in the end, I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to call 999, I'm going to call the emergency services, I'm just going to say, look, I can hear something coming from somewhere in the building. It sounds like someone's in distress, someone needs help, and I'm concerned in case, like, I don't know, if someone's like injured or if it's like a medical emergency, something like that. So I just decided, fuck it, bite the bullet, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I did that. I called 999 on my mobile and said to them, gave them the address and said, look, can someone come out? So they sent a couple of police officers out, and yeah, I just went down to the door to let them in, and I just said, yeah, I think it's coming from somewhere upstairs, but I'm not sure. So police officers took over, and they went away, and then about like 45, 50 minutes later, I think it was, one of their, another one of the police officers who showed up a bit later just knocked on my door and said, yeah, thanks for letting us know about that, because it turned out there was a woman in one of the upstairs apartments who'd had a medical emergency, and yeah, so she'd been screaming and hollering for help, and I was a bit sort of surprised really that none of my other neighbours seemed to really have stirred that much. I mean, granted, I know this building, like, the insulation and the soundproofing is probably just really, really good. But, oh God, yeah, they were probably sort of unsure what was going on. So yeah, it's one of those things where, you always sort of think, should I call emergency services? What if it's nothing? What if it turns out to just be nothing? But no, I'm glad I sort of stuck to my guns there, because my instincts were telling me it sounds serious, better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, I called 999, called the emergency services, police car came out, and yeah, it turned out it was the right thing to do. Hence why I kind of want to make this episode into just a little bit of a PSA, ladies and gentlemen, about just, maybe sometimes looking out for your neighbours and whatever, because you never know when one of them may need a hand, when one of them may need help or whatever. I suppose, in terms of medical emergencies, it also really underscores the value of learning some like good life skills, like, learning things like CPR, or, potentially even doing like a first aider course, something like that, just so you have a bit of basic knowledge in case you ever find yourself in an emergency situation. Because the thing is, like, I have myself, basic knowledge of CPR. I'm not like a qualified first aider or anything like that. And the thing is, like, I've never really been in like an emergency situation where I would need to sort of like draw on like CPR knowledge or anything like that. But like I say, just really perhaps underscores the value of knowing that sort of thing. Can you fucking move towards that alarm clock, please, instead of hanging around like a doofus? There we go. Boom. Alright, let's get our asses out of here. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is just the PSA that I wanted to talk about this morning. Learn CPR, go on basic first aid courses if they're open to you, get some skills, and of course, always keep an eye out for your neighbours. And if you hear something coming from like the house next door or the apartment above you or whatever, and it sounds serious, if your instincts are telling you that something is up, then you know what? Maybe sometimes it's best to trust your gut instinct. Because it's better safe than sorry, right? Because I imagine in most countries, you usually have like you will always have your sort of default emergency phone number. So like 999 here in the UK, 911 if you're in the US, where you can call ambulances, police or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised, if like here in the UK, a lot of countries probably also have non-emergency phone numbers. So if ever you're in doubt, you can always like try calling one of them and ask for advice and say, look, I'm a bit worried about such and such a thing. Can you advise on, is this something that is an emergency? And they'll say, yeah, yes or no. It's like, I think here in the UK, is it not like 111, the non-emergency line? Something like that, I can't remember. I'd have to check. I think it is 111, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I called them. Sorry, I called 999, that is. But what am I talking about? I've already talked about this. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a brain fart moment. So yeah, know your emergency numbers, basically, ladies and gentlemen, and know the non-emergency numbers as well. If you don't, assuming if you have one in your country. Just so that way you're well prepared in case anything like that ever happens to you. So yeah, that was quite a sudden and abrupt way to start my Saturday morning, but yeah, like I said, I'm hopefully everything was sort of under control in the end, because like the sort of policewoman who knocked on my door after I'd called them said, they found it was someone who was having a medical emergency, and so they were able to like call out an ambulance apparently for them. So I would hope that that was resolved okay. That's the thing though, since moving into my new apartment, I could really do with just checking up on the neighbours sometimes, just to say hi and see if they're all okay, etc, etc. Because that's the thing. It's good to set up that sense of community in the place where you live. Because the thing is, you want people to sort of be concerned about each other, about their safety and all that. Alright, so you can direct them behind that friggin' shed. You guys head over there, that's it. Distracted, what? Shit. Well, that was a ballsy move on my part. They always turn around at the most inopportune moments, don't they, the old hunters? Feels that way anyway. Alright, let me just get some obstacles between myself and them. Right. But yes, on slightly more mundane matters. Oh, fuck off. Oh, shit, no, I don't want you as well. Fuck you, right. You're gonna fucking pull so much aggro, you are. Maybe just back up like this. Oh, come on, really? It's because I lost direct line of sight on him behind one of the rocks then. Was that why? There we go, he's stopped. Okay. God, he's like pulling all the hunters out. Which doesn't seem like the riders have not spawned again, have they, on this island? Which is really, really weird. Very peculiar. What was I saying? In more mundane matters, though, now that the excitement for the day is over, I'm trying to think, what am I planning for my weekend? Well, obviously more recording sessions, because apart from this, probably need to record some other stuff as well, just in terms of maybe bonus content. Possibly some more Danganronpa-esque, because I need to record a bit more of that, in fact. Because as of when I record this, the last Danganronpa S episode that went out on the channel was episode 7, where I took Sonia Nevermind onto the development board and all that. Kinda need to do some more, ladies and gentlemen. Get some more character cards and all that, so I probably will record a bit of that. What else? Might be thinking even to record some Crash Bandicoot Insane, a bit more of that, because that's another bonus series that I need to start up. Or then again, by the time this video goes up, maybe I'll have already started it, I don't know. So yeah, that might be something else for you to look forward to. But also, people have been asking as well. I had a comment recently on first episode of the Closing Shift, one of those Chillers Art horror games that I'm trying to blitz through at the moment. Had a comment on one of those asking about the Metro 2033 series of games. Because I've mentioned those before, that those are a series of shooters that I would love to play on the channel. And yeah, someone asked about them and said, do you have any plans to sort of do them anytime soon? And, honestly, no, because I didn't, because essentially I just have so many games that I want to get through in my Steam library at the moment. Because like I say at the moment, I'm trying to blitz through all my outstanding Chillers Art horror games. I mean, luckily, Chillers Art horror games are only short, so they might only be, like 2 or 3 episodes, 4 at most, ish, roughly, because they're only ever about, 1 or 2 hours in length. So I'll try and blitz through those, but after that, I suppose, my scope for doing different games is quite open. Like, I've got various horror games that I want to play, but then again, I could always, I don't know, maybe bring forward Metro 2033 or something, do that. Oh, that's why the riders haven't shown up, because they appear to be stuck over on that little headland. How strange. Well, that's good for me, though. Why didn't they get stuck before? Why did one of them just friggin' beeline right over to the coast? What was that about? Because he fucking wedged me between hunters and friggin' other enemies, and I completely forgot I have a revolver. I could have defended myself as well. I was just thinking maybe if I swim out to sea slightly, maybe I'll be okay without provoking the sea beast too much. But no, they can fly out over the water. That's something that we've learned today, ladies and gentlemen. So it's been an educational video all round, hasn't it? This for a PSA now for learning something about the robot behaviour, specifically of the riders in this game. Right, here you're having a shootout over here, but what's your deal? You got anything in this here apartment, in this here mansion rather? You know, who's shooting at who? Huh. House even comes with a shed. Lovely. We could do with more stealth equipment, couldn't we? Because we haven't really got very much. We're a bit lacking in that department, ladies and gentlemen. There's lots of bandages, but I don't really need those. Come here! Nope, nothing in that. Okay. Where is this final device piece? That is the question, isn't it? But yeah, Metro 2033. Definitely a game that is long overdue for me to play. The story with Metro 2033, my experience of it, is that I actually bought a physical disc copy of it years and years ago, back when it came out, back when I was still just a teenager. But this of course, was back in the day when the only computer I had was a budget office desktop PC, which was not designed for running high-end games. And so, of course, when I installed it, I quickly found that there was no way in hell I was going to be able to play it, because the frame rate often was just absolutely terrible, thanks to my PC being really shit. So as a result, I kind of just shelved the game for a long, long time. But the thing is, interestingly, the disc copy of it, when I installed it, it installed Steam and put it into my Steam library, into my sort of Steam library at the time. So that was fantastic, because it technically means that I have it on Steam and all that. So I could always just download and play. And since I'm on a beefy PC these days, I should be able to run it. Because the thing is, obviously it's not a recent game now. It's actually getting on quite a bit, and there have been other Metro games since Metro 2033 was released. I should be using my scanner actually, shouldn't I? What the fuck am I doing? Completely forgot that I've got this item in my inventory. So yeah, Metro 2033, definitely got to play it at some point. It's about bloody time really that I played it. So who knows, maybe after I'm done with the Chiller's Art games that are still in my Steam library, yet to play at this point, maybe then. But you know, then again, there are other games as well that have been in my Steam library for years and ages, and I still haven't really played just yet. Sorry, I won't keep this thing switched on all the time, because that sound is going to annoy people. But yeah, like Soma is another fucking game that I seriously need to get around to playing. I've been saying for some time I want to play it. Amnesia the Bunker, Amnesia Rebirth, is it? As well, you know, all these fucking Amnesia games that have been released over the last few years, and I still haven't played any of them. Oh, no you don't. Oh, balls to you, I'm going over here. Right, fucking poacher. He's being a bitch. There fucking robots here, it sounds like there are. I'll shoot them if I have to. Got you. You're out, there we go. Right, these wisps are going off over here. We just follow them. Didn't actually even bother looting that guy's body. But then again, we're kind of, you know, in the endgame stages of this map, so I don't see any real reason to do so. Oh, what are you doing over there, bud? You having a good time there? I'm just going to give you a wide berth, so I don't have to worry about you. Right, where are these wisps going? We're just going off in this direction. It should show me the way to go in order to find this final device piece. Oh god, more bloody poachers over there. Don't want to deal with them. Alright, they're going to go through the wall, aren't they, those wisps? So let's just go around. Like so. There they are. Where are you? Where are you taking me? I don't see any smoke columns around anywhere. No? We're good. We're good. For now. It's got to be close, right? I feel like I've been searching this island for a little bit of a while, but then again I was hugging the coastline quite a bit, so as we go past Doidby Look. We go past Doidby Look. Where are you going, Wispy? Where are you taking me? Somewhere over here, or... Oh, it's raining in game. You know, it's been raining fairly recently in the UK, actually, because we had a period, obviously, of very warm weather for a bit. Then, for a couple of days, it was much more grey and overcast. much more typical in terms of what you'd expect from UK weather and all that. Helped to just clear out the air a little bit. But now it's getting warm again, which, you know, not complaining about. As long as it doesn't get too humid and muggy, we'll be fine with it. Where the fuck are we? Where the fuck are we going here? Ah, I see a smoke column over there. There we go. God, it's like right across here at one corner of the island. Of course it is. Yeah, screw it. I'm not going to bother. I don't have stealth equipment, so if there's robots by, I'm just going to shoot them to pieces. Yep, I hear them in the distance. There they are. Can't hear them at first. God, this is a funny shape, this island, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a little headland over here. Okay. Hey guys, I got fucking bullets with your names on them. You're gonna get shot, boys. Alright, you're out. Oi. Oh, got him. There we go. Down you go, bitches. Let me eat your blackberries. Ooh, a shotgun I'll take. I'll take it, just because I can. You never know, it might be something that saves my life, potentially. Alright, let's head back to the centre island and we'll get this map complete. I'm a bit annoyed about that one death, but what can you do, ladies and gentlemen? Where was the jetty on this island? Of course it's like right at the opposite side, of course it is. Well, balls to that then. We'll have to run across and hope we don't get shot to pieces en route, ladies and gents. Okay. That reminds me, actually, speaking of games though, I need to check the Steam store page as well, my wish list and all that. Because there's plenty of games on my wishlist at the moment which are obviously, well, they're on sale, ladies and gentlemen. They're going for cheap, or at least much, much cheaper. Oh, goddamn, I was by this cottage before, wasn't I? I recognise it. Goddamn, the fucking device piece was only off over there, and I fucking wandered away like an idiot. Could have actually got this island completed much, much sooner if I hadn't been a bit of a doofus. Right. Yeah, saying I need to check my Steam wish list, see what games are going on offer and see if there's anything that might be worth buying. Anything that might be worth a little purchase, especially anything that people might be interested in seeing here on the channel. Especially, you know, any sort of like short games which are going for like less than a £5 or anything like that. Because, you know, that's the kind of bread and butter sometimes that I really love to include here on the channel. For example, I got Yomawari Night Alone fairly recently during the summer sale, because that was going real cheap, something like £2 or £3, somewhere in that region. If you don't know what Yomawari Night Alone is, it's a horror game basically. So that's another thing I could be showcasing on the old channel at some point. So that might be something in the not too distant future that you see. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I always say this, you know, oh, you might see this game on the channel at some point, or that one, or whatever. It's become quite a custom, hasn't it? But of course, I'm not going to be able to play all of these games now, am I? Which is the only thing. So, yes. Gonna have to be a bit realistic with myself. Because the problem is, I feel like I buy games faster than I'm able to play them. Because the problem is, right, I sort of look at a game and I think, whenever I see games on Steam, I look at them and I think to myself, oh, that would potentially be something good maybe to do on the channel. So I buy it thinking, you know, I might do it on the channel one day. But before I know it, like, you know, a few weeks later I've seen another one and another one. I think, oh, that might be something to potentially play on the channel, so I'll buy that one as well, especially because it's on offer or whatever. And then, before I know it, I'm amassing games quicker than I'm playing them. So at this rate, there's probably, you know, there's like games I've had in my Steam library for years. Still haven't got around to actually looking at them. Same with my like GOG library, for instance, and my EA Origin library. So much content that I could potentially be doing, and I haven't. Alright, jump cut here. Okay then, right, let's hopefully it'll be a clear run to the standing stones, and then we'll be golden, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, okay. Of course, in the meantime, actually, as I'm going to record this COD World War II, that series, we've got to a point in that where I've already showcased the, well, I think by now I'll have already showcased the Nazi zombie mode on that. At least done one preview video on it. I'm actually a bit torn though whether COD World War II Nazi zombie mode is something that I'll be continuing with, or whether I'll just leave it at the one preview video. Because the way it's structured, it was very different to COD World at War's Nazi zombie mode. But, I don't know, we'll see. I want people to sort of comment when that episode goes out on COD World War II's Nazi Zombie Mode to let me know if it's worth continuing it. Because it might be. It just feels like it's a bit more like something that's got a bit more of a story mode to it, essentially. Right. Boom.
Sir, you've done it. I'm bringing the device up to speed now. I hope you won't consider this impertinent, sir, but I'm amazed you survived.
God, look at how many robots there are.
Hang on. We'll have you out of there in 3, 2, 1.
A most familiar ending, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. There we go. Right, don't want to listen to Professor Elemental or whatever he's called. We've heard him many times before. It says I've actually died twice on this map. When was the second occasion I died? Did I die at some point earlier on? I must have done. Well, there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. Going to wrap up here since that was episode 578 or whatever. So keep my little PSA at the start in mind, folks. Facebook and Twitter links down below, along the link to my propagandist channel if you're interested. And of course, if you did enjoy, a like's always appreciated. Other than that, signing off now. Goodbye, everybody. That's our little hoppers over here. To dump stuff. Whoa. Whoa. Shit. Flashback, maybe. Oh, shit. Is that the ammunition train just exploding over there? Feels like it. Hang on, what's this thing over here? Let's just see what's going on. This is an icon for this, whatever. Oh god, it's an exploded bomb. Oh Jesus. You may sometimes find remnants of explosives in the ruins. You can get rid of them by calling the sappers for a fee, or by defusing them yourself. You have to cut all the wires. Turning on the switch on the left side of the wire will turn on the light at the top. If the light is red, you have to adjust the knob on the right side of the wire until the light turns green. If the light is green, you can cut. Each time you fail the defusal attempt, the sapper's fee goes up.